Stephen A. Smith, Daniel Jones will have over 300 yards passing again this week?
Book it. He's going against the Redskins. Case closed.
Yeah, the Washington defense has been one of the worst you'll ever see, really. You have quarterbacks. I know you're not supposed to be better than 100% completion percentage, but I think they are. Like, people are lighting this defense up. And Daniel Jones will be the next quarterback to do it. Book it.
Kyle Allen will lead the Panthers to a win over the Texans.
Forget it. Period. Stephen A.
I agree. You're going against Deshaun Watson in Houston. And I think that when you look at the Panthers, it's really, really about getting Christian McCaffrey the ball. That's really what it comes down to. Kyle Allen did a decent job last week. But the bottom line is he's going against Deshaun Jackson. He's going against a playmaker.
Watson.
Who's got, Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson. You're going against Deshaun Watson, not to mention the fact that, he's got somebody named DeAndre Hopkins available to him.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson is it's kind of weirdly flying under the radar this year because so many quarterbacks are playing well, but he's one of my favorite players in the league and is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL so far this year. Yeah.
Next up on Book It or Forget It, Stephen A. Smith to you. Jameis Winston will have more touchdown passes than Jared Goff.
Leave it. In L.A., listen, Jameis Winston has looked nice under Bruce Arians, particularly the last 2 weeks. I'm just still not sold. I'm just not sold. And if Daniel Jones, a rookie in his first start, could come out on the field and shred you the way that he did against Tampa last week, what can Jared Goff do to you, particularly with Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and those boys available to him? I know they don't look the same with Todd Gurley not 100% clearly, but the bottom line is Jared Goff, to me, is better, and I think he will show it Sunday.
I can't believe this is really a question. Obviously, forget it. Like, have amnesia. By the way, I am sold on Winston. I'm sold that he's not very good. I have not been that impressed. Look, everyone universally loves Arians. I get it. Count me among them. But I didn't think Winston looked so good. I saw Winston playing against a terrible Giants defense that can't get any pressure on the quarterback and can't cover anyone down the field. And I still saw him make bad throws down the field. On the other hand, Jared Goff, call him a system quarterback, whatever. I mean, these are both former #1 overall picks. But the system works, and he works in the system, and he has real arm talent. Forget this one.
All right, Max, this one's coming to you. Kyler Murray will get his first win versus Russell Wilson's Seahawks.
Forget it. Again, amnesia, forget it. They have not looked good. By the way, and you didn't think they would. After week 1, the way he played in the second half, you thought, oh, quarterback and coach didn't quit on this game. Quarterback's got real talent. The coach is there to aid him, in developing that. But this is not a good situation. And meantime, Seattle, coming off a loss at home in a game in which they were favored, is going to be extremely motivated. You can forget this one.
If they hadn't lost last week, I would give Kyler Murray a better chance. The fact that they lost, I think they'll be highly motivated. They don't want to lose 2 in a row. They know there's a superior team to Arizona. They're going to go after this kid. He's a rookie. They're going to go after Kingsbury, okay? Kingsbury, because they're looking at him, and this is Pete Carroll against Kingsbury. We got to pay attention to that. You got a relatively experienced defense that's going to go after this kid, and I think the combination of that defense led by Pete Carroll is going to outsmart Kingsbury, and then you're going to have what you have, which I believe is a very lopsided victory on the part of Seattle.
Book it or forget it. Oh, this one's kind of a sad one. Stephen A. Smith, the Dolphins will give up at least 30 points for the 4th straight game.
Book it.
Oh.
They are a absolutely horrible team. I'm not blaming Brian Flores. I mean, he just got there, and they clearly are looking to move forward. This season is a wash. We all know that. And this is just going to be the latest example of it. This is going to be a cakewalk as far as I'm concerned. At least 30 points are going to be scored by the Chargers, particularly with Melvin Gordon coming back.
Yeah, I mean, not only is it book it, but Roz, it's not sad. I mean, if you're going to stink, let's have some fun with it. Be historically bad. Set records. Hell yeah. Like, what do I just want to see? A miserably bad team that's not even especially bad? That's not even, like, bad in the way you remember? Nah, man, I'm all in on the Dolphins being as bad as they can be. It's a terrible team, starting from ownership down. They tanked the season. I feel sorry for the players. They're in a position to lose, and I'd like to see them do it as well as anyone's ever done it, and I think they're on their way.
I don't know how sorry I feel with the players. After all, if some of them could play better, they wouldn't be losing as much, and the team wouldn't feel the need to be tanking. So I'm not going to absolve the players from that as well. If you tanking, it's because guess what, y'all? The ones you got on the team ain't too
Wait a
damn
minute.
good.
We got a left tackle who's real good. Get rid of him immediately.
You
Like,
got
of
two
course,
first-round picks.
the quarterback's
Got two first-round
got
picks.
no protection.
Right.
They don't.
Oh, you guys are cold. All right, moving on. Last one. Book it or forget it. Max. Gardner Minshew will outplay Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I'm going to book it, and it's not like I know people really like Gardner Minshew. The jury is out, but I'm not in on Joe Flacco, and I haven't been for years. He's like a version of Eli Manning. Hasn't been a very good quarterback in a very long time. And Stephen A., even at his best, the whole thing is Flacco elite, is he was a big-armed, actually game manager who was good under pressure. Eli was also like solid but good under pressure. But that was years ago. Flacco's been, I don't want to say totally washed, but he's not starting caliber to me.
I don't know what initially thought me to say forget it because of Flacco, but I must have been, listen, I don't really drink, but certainly not in the morning. I must have done something. I must have done, because somehow, some way, I actually thought that Flacco might have a good team. But I'm like, they're going against the Jaguars. This is not going to happen. I mean, you can book that.
Well,
Minshew will outplay Flacco.
There was Stephen A. Smith. We need a name for that character when you weren't totally sober last.
Oh, the high Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
The high one. Well, you know, we did have a nice week, you know. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.